Right now, you think life is complicated. Relationships, success, happiness, purpose, all impossibly complex puzzles with no clear answers. You're wrong, and I can prove it in the next 60 seconds. They say life is a mystery. That wisdom takes decades to find. That the meaning of existence is unknowable. But life is not a mystery. Life is simple. We just hate simple answers. The truth you've been searching for your entire life can be explained in 15 minutes, not with complexity, not with theories, but with clarity that cuts through every lie you've been told. Most people spend their whole lives looking for complicated solutions to simple problems. By the end of this fire, you'll see the pattern that governs everything, every relationship, every success, every moment of joy and pain, and you'll understand why knowing this might be the most important 15 minutes you'll ever spend. I am Chief Red Wind. I speak not to be heard, but to be remembered, and what you're about to learn cannot be unlearned. Stay with me. By minute 3, you'll see why happiness runs from those who chase it. By minute 7, you'll understand the real reason most people fail. By minute 12, you'll know the one choice that determines everything. And by minute 15, you'll never see your life the same way again. Life's biggest lie is this: you need more to be happy, more money, more success, more love, more recognition, more things. Remember what I said about simple answers? Here's the proof. Happiness is not a destination. It's not a reward for achieving enough. It's not waiting at the end of your next goal. Happiness is a choice. Right now, in this moment, with exactly what you have. But we've been programmed to believe otherwise, programmed to think satisfaction lives somewhere else, in the next job, the next relationship, the next purchase, the next achievement. This is the first deception, the belief that contentment exists in the future, that peace waits in some other place, that joy requires different circumstances. Watch a child play with a cardboard box while ignoring the expensive toy inside it. The child understands what we've forgotten. Happiness doesn't come from having more. It comes from being present with what is. But somewhere along the way, we learn to look past the moment. We learn to think happiness is earned, not chosen. We learn to believe that life starts tomorrow. This is why you're never satisfied. Not because you don't have enough, but because you're looking in the wrong place. You're searching for water while standing in a river. The advertising industry has spent billions convincing you that happiness comes in packages, that fulfillment has a price tag, that contentment can be purchased, achieved, or accumulated. They sell you the fantasy that the right car will make you confident, the right clothes will make you attractive, the right house will make you successful, the right vacation will make you happy. But notice something. The people selling you these dreams are selling them to everyone. If their products truly delivered lasting happiness, wouldn't they eventually run out of customers? The truth is simpler and more profound. Happiness is not something you get, it's something you are. Here's what they don't teach you. The harder you try to control life, the more life controls you. It's the ultimate paradox. You plan every detail, Organize every outcome. Try to predict every possibility. And then life laughs and throws you something you never saw coming. This isn't cruel. This is wisdom. Life is teaching you the most important lesson you'll ever learn. You are not in charge. And that's not a problem. That's freedom. Look at what you actually control. Can you control other people's actions? Can you control the weather? Can you control the economy, politics, or what happened yesterday? You control exactly three things: your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Everything else belongs to life. The moment you understand this, everything changes. The moment you stop trying to be life's manager and start being life's student, peace becomes possible. Most people fight reality their entire lives. They argue with what is. They resist what happens. They demand that life match their plans instead of matching life's rhythm. But wisdom knows this truth. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. Every challenge is curriculum. Every setback is setup. Every obstacle is an opportunity disguised as opposition. The people who seem to flow through life with ease aren't controlling more than you. They're controlling less. They're working with life instead of against it. They've learned the secret: effort without attachment, action without desperation. They do the work, but they don't death grip the outcome. Think of a river. It doesn't fight the rocks in its path. It doesn't argue with the mountains. It finds a way around, over, or through every obstacle. Not by force, but by flow. Not by resistance, but by persistence. This is how mastery works in any field. The greatest athletes don't force their performance. They find their flow. The greatest artists don't wrestle with their creativity. They surrender to it. The greatest leaders don't dominate their teams. They serve them. Control is an illusion. Flow is reality. When you stop trying to control the river and start learning to navigate it, you discover something miraculous. The river was always trying to take you exactly where you needed to go. You're watching more than philosophy. You're watching the blueprint for every relationship you'll ever have. And every relationship comes down to one simple truth. Right now in your life, you're making the same mistake that destroys most connections. You're trying to get love instead of giving it. You're focused on what others can do for you instead of what you can do for others. Love is not a transaction. It's not something you earn or deserve or win. Love is something you are, something you choose, something you give, without expecting anything back. The people who have the deepest relationships understand this. They don't ask, "What can I get?" They ask, "What can I give?" They don't wonder if they're loved enough. They wonder if they're loving enough. This applies to everything: friendship, marriage, parenting, leadership, community. The quality of your relationships is determined by the quality of your presence. Not your achievements, not your status, your presence. Most people are so busy trying to impress others that they forget to connect with them. So busy managing their image that they never reveal their heart. So busy being perfect that they never become real. But connection happens in the spaces between perfection, in the moments of vulnerability, in the admission that you don't have it all figured out, in the willingness to be seen as you are, not as you think you should be. Here's the paradox. The more you try to be impressive, the less impressive you become. The more you try to be lovable, the harder you are to love. The more you perform, the less authentic you seem. But when you stop performing and start being, when you stop trying to get and start giving, everything shifts. People are drawn to authenticity like flowers to sunlight. This is why social media often leaves us feeling empty. We curate perfection and wonder why we feel disconnected. We share our highlights and hide our struggles. We broadcast our successes and bury our failures. But real connection happens in the opposite space, in shared struggles, in mutual vulnerability, in the moments when we stop pretending we have it all together and admit we're all just figuring it out as we go. The people you remember most aren't the ones who impressed you with their perfection. They're the ones who touched you with their humanity, who made you feel seen, who listened without judgment, who loved you not despite your flaws, but including them. You don't find love, you become love. And when you become love, love finds you everywhere. The meaning of life is not a destination you discover. It's a choice you make every single day, in every single moment. Most people wait for purpose to reveal itself. They wait for passion to strike. They wait for a calling to descend from the heavens. But meaning doesn't happen to you. Meaning happens through you. You create meaning by deciding what matters, by choosing what to care about, by determining what deserves your attention, your energy, your life. The person working at a grocery store who treats every customer with kindness has found more meaning than the executive who climbs the ladder but neglects their family. The teacher who stays late to help a struggling student has discovered more purpose than the influencer with millions of followers but no real impact. Right now, someone needs what you have to offer, not your success, your humanity, your willingness to show up and care about something beyond yourself. This is how meaning works. You stop asking what life can give you and start asking what you can give to life. You stop wondering about your purpose and start living it. Viktor Frankl survived the concentration camps and discovered this truth. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control what it means to you. You cannot choose your circumstances, but you can choose your response. And your response determines everything. Every day you wake up, you get to decide. What will I make this mean? How will I show up? What will I contribute? Who will I become? The search for meaning is really the search for significance, the desire to matter, to make a difference, to leave the world somehow better than you found it. But here's what most people miss. Significance doesn't require scale. Impact doesn't require fame. Meaning doesn't require recognition. The note you write to a friend going through a hard time, the patience you show to a frustrated child, the kindness you offer to a stranger having a bad day, the forgiveness you give to someone who wronged you. These small acts echo through eternity in the ways you'll never fully understand. Mother Teresa said, "We cannot do great things on this earth, only small things with great love." She was wrong about one thing. Small things done with great love become great things. Your life matters not because of what you achieve, but because of how you love. Not because of what you accumulate, but because of what you contribute. Not because of who you become, but because of who you help others become. You came here to understand life, but you learned about yourself. about the choices you make when no one is watching, about the love you give when it's not convenient, about the meaning you create when life feels meaningless. Life never begins with circumstances. It begins with decisions. The decision to be present instead of always looking ahead. The decision to give instead of always trying to get. The decision to create meaning instead of waiting for it to appear. Life is not a problem to be solved. It's an experience to be lived. Not a test to be passed. Not a game to be won. An experience to be fully, completely, authentically lived. But here's what I haven't told you yet. The deepest truth. The one that changes everything. You are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to become someone else to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. You need to become more fully who you already are. The you that exists beneath all the masks, beneath all the trying, beneath all the fear that you're not enough. That you is perfect, not because it's without flaws, but because it's authentically yours. Right now, in this moment, you have everything you need to begin. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you have more, or know more, or become more. Now, stop asking what life owes you. Start asking what you owe to life. Stop waiting for meaning to find you. Start creating meaning through your choices. Stop postponing happiness until tomorrow. Start choosing it in this moment. Your life isn't a question waiting for an answer. It's an answer waiting for you to live it. You are not waiting for your life to start. Your life started the moment you took your first breath. Every moment since then has been your life happening. This moment is your life happening. The choice is yours. The choice is now. The choice is the only thing that has ever been yours. I am Chief Red Wind. Let this truth burn until understanding becomes living.